You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It's Thursday, the 5th of September, a day late with the episode, but look, international break. Football's not great this weekend, but I have managed to pick two bets. So let's look at last week, and last week was the nearly week. I had both my bets were very close, but no winners, unfortunately. So the main bet was beat by a goal. So Morecambe couldn't score at home. They were beat 1-0 by Newport, wasn't it? And I had something like 17 shots or something and couldn't score. So that was the main bet. The side bet, which I did 2 points on each, because I hadn't done much betting last midweek. But it was beat by Ur, who drew one each with Dunfermline. The rest of that bet was up. And I think there was a bit of luck there because Leverkusen got the 2-up payout, but I ended up losing. So, but yeah, so, nearly, I had a few nearlies. Even on Sunday morning, I had the Rangers bet builder. Now, I wasn't paying much. I was paying like 30 quid, but it would have been, something towards the kitty. And I picked a player to be booked, got it right. Player to score, got it right. I had the result. I had Celtic. I had both teams to score. Celtic scored. The only thing I was missing was the Rangers goal. So I've actually keeping a wee folder of bets that nearly touch. I'm already at like 13 or something for the season. So I don't know if that'll end up depressing me. But yeah, so look, that was a few close calls I had. Even on Saturday evening, 5:30, sort of going beyond that bet, was beat by Porto, who couldn't score against Sporting. So yeah, that's 4 bets out of the weekend that were, extremely close. Sunday's Yankee was not great again, and look, I am going to persevere with this a bit longer, but I don't know what it is about Sundays, but I just don't seem to be able to pick winners. If I'd have done a Yankee on the Saturday bets or the Saturday evening bet, I would have got a decent return because I had 4. Well, it wouldn't have been a Yankee; it would have been a Super Rookie 31 or whatever, or Super Yankee, because I got 4 out of 5 right on every bet. But on Sunday, I can't get more than 1. So look, it's frustrating, but I do think there's something there where if I can just get the teams right, it'll be profitable in the long term. So yeah, look, that's last week. I'll move on to this week, and we are starting to get to the point where there's a bit of form, so I can sort of look at that when I'm looking at teams to win. But again, this week I've went with the both to score for the main bet, mainly for a couple of reasons. That I've been getting close, and I've had a few, I've had a winner or two with doing this, but also if you're picking 5 selections at both to score or even overs now, the bookies have cut it so bad that putting 1 point for me, a fiver, isn't going to get you anywhere near a decent return. Whereas, especially at the start of the season, as I've said this before, there's, bookies, because there is no runaway teams yet, because it's so early in the season, the prices, you're getting more value on teams to win. So you can get away with putting a fiver on that 1 point and still get a decent return from 5 selections. Now, as it gets into the season, once we get maybe 10, 12, 15 games in, those prices for teams to win will be cut, and I might have to switch it up. I might even end up having to do 2 points on each to get a decent return. But look, we'll cross that bridge when it happens. So yeah, look, I'll run through the bet, the both to score bet, and then I'll do the teams to win. So first game is Barnsley Bristol Rovers. It's 3-4. Doncaster Gillingham. It's 8-11. Chesterfield Grimsby. It's 4-6. Oldham Southend. That's 10-11. And Spennymoor Hereford. That's 4-6. I didn't write down the total, but I think that it pays about 140, 150. And yeah, they were all both to score. And like we're sort of struggling for games. There's only, what is there, 3 games in League One. There's 11 in League Two. Then obviously you've got the National and National League, National North and South. But yeah, obviously with the international break, it used to be that all of League One was on, but now so many international, under 21 internationals, etc., in these League One teams that most of the games end up called off. Yeah, so that's the main bet. For the teams to win bet, I'll go through it quickly and then I'll come back for some reasons, because as I say, we are starting to get a bit of form, so you can sort of not predict, but you can sort of give yourself a bit of evidence of why you picked the team. So first game is Charlton at home. First team to win is Charlton at home to Rotherham. They're 5-4. Next, it's Barrow at home to Swindon. They're 5-6. Notts County at home to Accrington Stanley. They're 4-6. Eastleigh at home to Tamworth. They're 4-5. In my home country, Glentoran away to Dungannon. They're 4-5. So we'll go back through that and let's look at Charlton. God, I don't know if I can do this. My internet is terrible today. Come on, you cunt. No, it's not gonna fucking work. Like, seriously, what the fuck? Right, actually, while this is fucking warming up and doing whatever it's doing, I'll go through the stats from last week. So, in most leagues, there was 12 games, except for obviously the Premier League, where there was only 10, and in National League, there was a game postponed, so it was 11. So in total, it was 81 games last week. So I'll run through the favourites, draws, and outsiders. So in the Premier League, there was 6 favourites, 4 draws, no outsider. Championship, 7 favourites, 1 draw, 4 outsiders. League 1, 4 favourites, 3 draws, and 5 outsiders, which is massive. League 2 is even worse. There was only 4 favourites there, 1 draw, and 7 outsiders. National League, 6 favourites, 3 draws, 2 outsiders. National League North, 4 favourites, 2 draws, and 6 outsiders. And then lastly, National League South, 9 favourites, 3 draws, no outsider. I think it's kind of interesting looking at that, where the National League North and South, similar type of leagues, semi-pro, but in the National League South there was 9 favourites and no outsider, and in the National League North there was only 4 favourites and 6 outsiders. So it shows that those leagues can be very topsy-turvy. But in total, that was 40 favourites, 17 draws, and 24, which is really big, 24 outsiders. Now, obviously the Premier League and the National League South had no outsider win, so that means, in sort of League 1 had just under 50%, League 2 had over 50%, National League had 50% exactly. So, yeah, a lot of outsiders in sort of 4 leagues or 5 leagues out of 7. Moving on then to the both to score and overs. So we'll give overs first, then both to score. So Premier League, 6 games were over, 4 weren't. Championship, 6 games were over, 6 weren't. League 1, 5 games were over, 7 weren't. League 2, 6 and 6, so 6 over, 6 not. National League, 6 and 5. National League North, 9 and 3, so 9 over, 3 not. And the National League South, 7 over, 5 not. So in total, that was 45 over, 36 not. And then both to score in the Premier League, 9 games were both to score. The only one that wasn't was the Liverpool game, and I had it on Sunday. So 9 games both to score, 1 not. Championship, 5 games both to score, 7 not. League 1, 4 games both to score, 8 not. League 2, 7 games both to score, 5 not. In the National League, 6 games both to score, 5 not. The National League North, 8 games both to score, 4 not. And in the National League South, 9 games both to score, 3 not. So look, I'm slightly disappointed there that look at the amount of games that were both to score. and my bet failed by 1. So in total, that was 48 games were both to score. That's the biggest number there, and 33 weren't. In percentage terms, favourites, 49% of favourites won. 55% of games were over 2.5, and 59% of games were both to score. So the numbers on both to score were really, really good last week, but unfortunately, I missed by 1. Right, now let's try to get this thing to work now. See if it's warmed up. Right, here we go. So Charlton, first game. Charlton currently sitting 6th after 4 games. Rotherham down in 17th. Charlton have won both of their recent home games, beating Bolton and Leyton Orient, 2 decent teams. Rotherham they've lost 3 in a row away. One of them was in the EFL Cup, but they haven't won away all season. Next, then we go to Barrow. Barrow currently sitting 3rd in the league, 4 games played, 3 wins and a defeat. Swindon are down there at the bottom, 23rd, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Barrow at home, so they lost in a cup match against Bolton there, but in League 2 they've won 2 games at home. They also won in the EFL Trophy against Port Vale at home. Swindon away, they've a draw, 2 draws in the league away from home. They've lost in both cups away from home. Next we go on to Notts County. Where are we? Yeah, so Notts County. Oh, come on, this computer. You know what the funny thing about this is? We went from a LAN system in my work to a Wi-Fi system, which should be better. That's fucking that. Right, here we go. Notts County currently 7th, 4 games played, 2 wins, 2 draws, so undefeated. Accrington down in 22nd, 2 draws, 2 defeats. So at home, pretty good. Notts County, they've won 2 wins and a draw. Accrington away, lost every game. So then we go on to Eastleigh. Now I'm potentially losing. This cost me last week my early payout, because there is no early payout in the National League. But Eastleigh are currently 2nd, 4 wins, a draw and a defeat. The 6th, Tamworth, 1 win, 2 draws, 3 defeats. Look at the form. At home, Eastleigh have 2 wins and a draw. Tamworth away have 2 defeats and a draw. Then lastly, we go to my local league, which is Northern Ireland. And again, another match that's not covered on the early payout. But Glentoran have made a good start to the league. They're in 5 games, they've got 3 wins, a draw and defeat. They're playing Dungannon, who've made a decent start as well. 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. I just think with that one, Glentoran. So Dungannon have a decent home record. They've drew and won the 2 home games they've had, but the Glens have won both games away from home. So look, that will be a tight game, but I do think Glentoran will win. Looking ahead quickly to next week. So obviously it's still the international. So on Monday there's actually 8 Nation League games, and there's 2 games in La Liga Second Division. On Tuesday there's 11 National League games. There's an EFL Cup game. There's 9 Nations League games, so internationals. There's nothing really on Wednesday, and then on Thursday is the start of the weekend's football. So there's a League 2 game. So look, you're probably talking about Monday and Tuesday and nothing again until maybe Friday or even Saturday. But yeah, that's it for this week. All it leaves me to say is, if you are doing a bet, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Here, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.